Yeah. House Wars.
Week 2.
Week 2. Look at Green represent today.
I know.
Look at Green. Wow.
I like
Red
the
is
body
representing
paint.
well.
Okay.
Blue,
okay.
all right, all
I
right.
respect it.
They are
I respect it.
few in numbers,
Nice.
but high in volume.
Should
And
we-
yellow.
What's
The
up,
leaders are
yellow?
excited. The leaders are excited.
Yeah, there's a little bit. There's
Yeah.
a little bit. Who's best dressed over here?
All
Everyone
right,
looks-
so here we go. Here we go. House Wars, Night 2,
Week 2.
Week 2.
It's been a full week of
It
challenges.
has been a full week, so we need to do a little review of where we've been this week. Because the competition did not end last Sunday night, as much as many of us may perhaps have wanted it to end.
I don't know if anyone wanted it to end.
No,
In that
nobody
way.
wanted it to end the way it did. But we did keep the competition going throughout the week. Number of Instagram challenges went out, and we have a couple of highlights to bring to your attention.
Yeah, let's
So,
take a look at it.
without further ado, wow, is Rachel
Wow.
here tonight?
Yes.
There she is.
It's a
That
good look.
one, that was the top selfie. Now, I do know that we did ask y'all to keep your selfies up on your profile, I think for a week. And a day or two later, we went back and realized it was no longer up. Jeff gave her a deadline of 3 hours to get it up, and she did. She put it back up. It is on her profile.
That's good. That's dedication.
I think we said it had to live there forever, right? Is that what it?
It messes up
Forever.
your aesthetic.
That is the. You look nothing like yourself. It is complete altered state. All right. Next
What do we got next?
Next update. Okay, there's a series of selfies here. So we got Sammy. Let's see.
We got a few more in these.
Yeah,
this
let's
set.
keep going. Keep going. Yeah, there's Matt.
All
Hey,
right.
was that? Hey, Matt.
All
Was that just? Did that just happen? Like that's not. You weren't trying to. In the moment. Yeah, that's pretty intense. Next.
I think we got another one.
Yeah, I think there's another one up here. Okay, yep. So
This
a
is
little bit of bug eyes. And
don't
then
know
one
about
more,
this
I
one.
think maybe from the Green Machine. Yeah, okay. Pretty good selfies. Here's the thing. They posted them with their house account. After multiple requests.
Many requests.
Many requests for us to ask them to please put these on your personal accounts, which is where we asked you to have them in the first place, to no avail. We just kept them on the house
It's all
account.
well and good that you're going to share these photos with 20 followers. We want the world to see it.
So, no points for
I don't
Green Team
know.
on that one.
But, you know, I think 3 out of the 4 teams made Instagram accounts.
Yes,
this
which is
week.
awesome.
So
Yellow.
Good job, guys.
Yellow, where is the house account?
Yeah, come on.
Oh
Step
my
it up.
goodness. They did get best dressed though. Best
Yeah,
dressed.
that's
okay.
pretty
So, all
consistent.
right, next. Oh, yeah, this
another
is
one of
another.
these. This
okay.
isn't even a bad
This is
picture.
a selfie that's not even a bad selfie. Like, why did you even put that up there? Chandler's like, oh, this picture's so bad of me. Look at
Also,
how
it
terrible I
looks
look.
like Elliot liked it from the red team, so maybe he's trying to show a little bit of enemy
Green
support.
Team love. I don't know. That's
Whatever.
weird. All right, next. But okay, so we did come down hard on Green Team for the selfie game, but they did post this picture. This is a picture we had put out the challenge to go eat lunch with somebody you have never met. This group of students went and found some students they had never sat and had lunch with. They brought Dutch Blitz with them.
Always a
played
good time.
Dutch Blitz.
That's a great
so
one.
That
Good
was,
job, Green
that
Team.
was very well done. They got points for that. That was awesome. So, next. Oh,
This
yeah.
is impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, we were up here Wednesday.
I'm impressed by
Yeah,
this.
Wednesday, we put out the challenge to come up and be the first person to get top 5. 2 seasoned professionals played
2.
multiple rounds and
Yes.
could not crack the top 5.
But who did?
Zoe Castles. Hold on her first
It's Chloe.
ever.
Chloe, I know your name.
What?
It's Chloe, not
Chloe.
Zoe,
I
Brett.
said Zoe. Why did I say Zoe? Chloe Castles, on her very first time ever, got top 2. That's pretty legit. So you got the points for that.
Great work.
So well done by Chloe. Next one is. Okay, yellow team gets a shout out here. 50 points for finding Jessie. Jessie posted they need to find her
Good
in
work.
Mayfair, and you were one of the teams that did it. So well done. So all of you guys got points throughout the week this week on Instagram. And there are going to be some more challenges this week. The competition does not end tonight. Last week was physical, as witnessed by all of us here. And a little Manny update. We wanted to give a Manny update quick here. Manny did break his arm. He broke his arm right up here above his elbow. There were 3 pieces of bone just in his arm, just loosely, not even connected. He had surgery on Tuesday, and he's doing well. He's recovering in Greensboro. His mom's actually a nurse, so he's at home
That's
getting taken
helpful.
care of by mom. Yep. So he is doing good. He's in good spirits. His message back to Ripple Effect was get more points for Green. That was his message. So he's all about getting points.
What a team player.
So we realize that our leaders need to drink more milk, and we
Calcium.
can't do any more physical challenges. But tonight is all about using your brain. It is all about the mental challenges. But before we get into that, so tonight, more possibility of earning points. Throughout the week this week, more possibility of earning points. You want to come dressed, ready to impress next week. Because the competition ends next week, and you will not know whether your team is one of the last 2 remaining. Next week, the top 2 teams will compete for Victory Royale of winning tacos.
Going down.
Tacos
by Brett
by
and
Brett
Jeff.
and Jeff. So it is going to be awesome. You don't want to miss out on those tacos. We'll pretty much store buy everything except for the ground beef to make the meat. So
I don't know if this sounds like a victory prize, but
you know what? If you were from a team, I would take points away from you right now. Which, by the way, I'm taking 10 points away from Blue because they tried to get points for praying in the leader meeting. You cannot Jesus juke points out of us. But here's the point
know. I
update.
kinda like
Here's
that.
the point update. So there goes their 10 points. They lost to 10 points. Here's the current standings. But
look at this competition.
Yellow points. Yellow is getting 50 points for their team dressing, like bringing the costumes. We've got a banana costume by our leader, by our fearless intern over there. It's actually disturbing. I kind
a
of want
little
to take
bit
points
scary.
away,
I don't
but
know.
he got that for $5 on Amazon. So you too can be a disgusting looking banana. All right, so 50 points to Yellow, and we played a game in the leader meeting, and the winning team was
The winners.
Blue team. So Blue gets 50 points. So oh my gosh. But never fear. We're bumping this up.
We're
'Cause this
bringing
first
it
game,
up.
mental challenge, is going to be worth 100 points. We are bringing it. We are bringing it. All
Anyone
right,
is still in it to win it. Yellow, you're a little bit questionable, but almost anyone is in it to win it
Listen,
right now.
there are going to be numerous opportunities to bring treats to the staff this week for points. So don't give up. Don't give up. Here's the first game is this. The first mental challenge of the night. Maze Craze. So here's how this works. We are going to show you a very complicated maze. There are going to be 4 little dots. These dots are going to try to make their way through the maze to the center of the maze. Your job, we're going to give you 10 seconds to look at the maze and decide which of the dots is going to make it to the center. You have to decide and go to your corner. So we got orangish, like reddish color here.
Red.
We've got, it's kind of like a burnt orange when you see it on screen.
Close enough.
We've got purple over here. We've got green back there. We've got blue over here. So you're going to move to your corner, not representing your team's color, but that represents the dot that you think is going to make it to the center of the maze. Then we'll see who wins. If you were wrong, you take a shameful walk.
Shameful walks.
Shameful walk.
Shameful
A
walk.
walk back to your section with shame on your face for not correctly identifying
We need
the
to
correct
see
color.
the shame
Yeah.
on your face.
We
too.
did get reports last week that there were very shameful faces
Yes.
going back to your
We
section. So I appreciate
appreciate
that.
your dedication
Yeah.
to the cause.
What I don't appreciate is this yellow sweatshirt in the blue section. I do not appreciate that. 10 points off blue.
I don't know.
All right, so let's go and stand up. We're gonna go ahead and show the first video. Sorry. I just don't like it. It's a very much a juxtaposition in my mind, and my mental abilities are not as strong as the winner of the Maze Craze because I can't handle it. All right, so Maze Craze 2, here we go.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, yeah, so sweet like Nintendo 8-bit music to go with this, which is awesome. Level 1, get ready.
All right, let's
10
do
seconds.
this.
10 seconds. Which one will make it to the center? Man, Natalie, we gotta move. We gotta move, Natalie. We're blocking. Move! All right, hold on before you go. Okay, so before you go to the next slide, let's let them get where they go. You'll move to a corner. So they're all in the blue corner, except for Steven,
All right,
who I'm guessing
Steven
isn't playing.
Honeycutt leading the charge.
Let's see. Let's see. Blue.
Good job,
Oh,
everyone.
you guys are so smart. That was the easy one. Round 2, here we go. Level 2.
Let's do it.
My mind is just full of stress from level 2. Yeah,
All right,
go.
move to
10
your
seconds.
spot. Let's go. You got a few seconds, so somebody
You only
better
have 5
move.
seconds. You gotta
3,
figure out where you're
2,
going.
1.
Choose a corner. Choose a corner. This is where we separate the athletes from the mathletes. Let's go. Athletes from
Some house
mathletes.
is divided right
We
here.
are going to be eliminating, it looks like
All right,
about
I
half,
respect-
no matter
I
what happens.
respect your
If not all.
individuality
If
over
you
here.
guys, I swear, if it's blue or orange, burnt orange, reddish
I like
color,
this.
is going to be epic. Can
I'm
we
a
see
little nervous.
the results? Whoa, a defector. Purple! Everybody else, shamefully walk back to your seats.
Shameful walk.
Shameful. I need to see the shame on your
Shameful
faces.
walk. Yes.
Heads
Selling
down.
it.
Hey, you know what? 10 points back. Hey, 10 points back for blue. That was a very shameful walk. That was, you earned it back, even though you're wearing
All
yellow.
right.
I'll give you back. Blue.
Can
Blue,
you feel
10
the
points.
pressure?
And there goes. All right, 5 points back for blue. All right, round level 3. You can move now to see, so you can see it. You can move if you need to see it better.
Oh.
Oh,
I don't even know
my
what shape
goodness.
this is. Is this a trapezoid?
It is, well, it has 5 sides.
No, it's a hectagon.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey,
All right, get to a
you hush your
corner.
faces. You took the walk, the shameful walk back to your seats. Caught myself.
We got a single candidate over here.
Oh, I love your bold move, Will. I love the bold move. Let's see if it pays off. I hope we have enough rounds to eliminate
We got a lot
everybody.
of groupthink going on over here. Oh.
Will, yes, very sad, very sad. If I see a
respect
real
you.
tear, I'll give you 10 points. All right, next round, level 4. Hey, y'all in your seats. Shh, zip it. Go. Oh my goodness.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. All right, find your corner. Let's go. Keep moving, keep moving. Trust your gut, trust your brain, trust the process.
Oh my goodness. Natalie, you are certainly the smarter of the two of us, so I trust you more in this game. I think I had the physical last week. You have got the mental. You have got the mental game. You are on your game. You're about to graduate college. You are the smartest person I've ever met. Let's see who won. Let's see. See, I can't even talk.
Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? All right.
Purple! Everybody else, sit down.
It all comes down to this, my friends. Let's get some support for your teammates over here. Let's go.
So I'm changing the rules as we go because there's a lot of people here. It's the team that has the most left when we're done. So the most left, those contestants left when we're done. So right here, we got, y'all are in, all of you guys right here? All right, level 5. Level 5.
Pressure's on.
All right, move to a corner. Is there strategery? Is there strategery? We've got green in 2 different corners. We've got yellow in
Coming down to this.
all in one
Scott West
corner.
stands alone over here.
All right, let's see. Let's see. Blue!
All right.
Wow, all right. Do we
This is
have any
impressive.
remaining mazes? Yes, we still have. Oh my goodness.
Good try,
All right,
Tammy.
we still have a remaining maze. So let's move it on to the next one. We have 2 yellows, 1 green. And you red? Red? Yes, all right. I've never seen this one before. Oh my goodness.
I don't even know. All right. Let's move. Where are you going?
Go. Let's go, Brainiacs.
The time is now.
Oh, so no one wants the shot. Yellow. Maybe not the smartest move, yellow. I thought they were smart. All right, let's see.
I don't know about this one.
They all think it's green. And green it is!
All right.
Tiebreaker? There is a tiebreaker. So here we go. Let's roll the tiebreaker. This is intense. They are really the smartest people I've ever seen in my life.
This is impressive.
Smartest people I've ever seen.
Kissing up doesn't get you any points.
I've never seen this. This is so intense.
I don't really even
Predict
understand
final
this.
dot color. What in the world? Oh my goodness.
All right.
Guess the final color. Guess the final color. All right.
Yellow's choosing not to live and die together.
Yep. So this could be a tie or no points. Although, okay, if it is actually blue, all of you guys get points. Okay. Since you all hit this, actually yellow would get points. That's right. Yellow would get the only points. Yes, because they have 2 remaining at the end of the game. Yeah.
Yeah, but if
it's
none
blue.
of them get, okay.
Let's just see
All
what
right.
it is. Let's just see what it is.
The pressure's on. Okay. Okay.
red and yellow
yellow
each get 100
100
points. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
That
Let's hear
was
the
a-
doodly doodly doos.
That was a great walk, a shameful walk.
Oh yeah, Matt.
Matt Ward.
Matt
great
Ward
shameful
gets
walk.
an extra 10 points for
10
his team
points to Green for that
his
walk.
walk back. That was good. 10 points for Matt.
There it is. Whoa! An upset!
What? All right, Matt Ward, you earned us. Green, you got them? You got those? Okay, good. All right, so you can see how much of a difference one game makes.
And weekly challenges.
Week-
Because
oh,
this is
weekly
vastly
challenges.
different than what it looked like last
Yeah,
week.
it is. My mind is blown, mainly because it's not very smart. All right, so
Challenge
next
number 2.
game, challenge number 2. We are going to play a little game called Kahoot. So if you have a smartphone, pull out your phone, and I don't even know what to tell them. Go to Kahoot. Oh, there we go. Okay.
All right, perfect.
Kahoot.it.
And you're using, as a name, put your first name and your team color. That is very important.
Yep, first name, team, color. So, the fact that green and red have a monstrous number of people in their teams gives them a higher chance of winning because you're playing as an individual for your team. So, each person who's playing is an entry into Kahoot. So, Kahoot.it, you got your pin up there.
Oh, we got somebody
Everybody's loading
named
up.
Just Green. Sorry, Just
Yeah,
Green.
Just Green can't win.
We need your name.
We need a name. We need a name. All right, and we have trivia questions. It's all about the brain. It's all about the mind. It's all about categories like sports, science, history, art, other smart, sporty
Trivia.
things. Trivia. Bob Ross.
Yeah, Bob Ross gets no points.
Bob
Sorry.
Ross, 10 points off of red. We said
Bob Ross
first
is on your
name
team.
and color. Thank you. Listen, following instructions, like you should know how to do
Vital.
that in
He's on your
kindergarten.
team.
If you haven't gotten that figured out by now, then you lose points.
We got to cheer when we ask who
We
Bob
are
Ross
the game
was.
masters. We represent all colors. We take away points from all colors.
All right, you have 10 seconds if you're not in the game right now to get in the game.
I do like the use of emojis. I do like the use of a colored emoji. So, yeah, Sammy is in there twice, I thought. No, Sammy, yellow. Yellow gets 10 points. I like that use of that emoji. That's good. Yeah. I don't care. I don't care.
All right, is anyone not in who's trying to get in? All right, we're good. Let's get rolling.
84 players, 82 players, 84 players, 83 players, 84, 83. All right, we're rolling. Here we go.
Let's do it. Let's go. 12 questions.
Mount Rushmore is located in which
state?
U.S. state? South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, Wyoming.
3,
You got to answer as quickly as possible. And
Yay.
red team and yellow team.
That's not their teams.
So wait, do they not get points based on per person? Okay. All right, the number. So yeah, there we go. So that's how we're gonna do it right
All
there.
right.
This is gonna determine.
Black team
What?
was very fast, but
Black team. Is that Jason Black? Okay.
oh, okay.
Jason Black playing as an individual. I appreciate that.
All right, number 2.
Oh, did we say how many points?
100.
Oh, 100 points, yeah. Next question. What character cost the most in Stranger Things? Is it Dustin, Chief Hopper, Joyce, or Mike? Wow, red team.
Good work.
You filthy little Netflix watchers. Oh, William, all right.
Yellow's
Who's
starting
William?
to show up.
Who is William? Oh, with that William, my co-leader in
Nice.
Tsunami. He helps me lead an 8th grade boys small group. That's why he's so smart. All right, next.
Who was the sole surviving protagonist in Lord of the Flies? Who read this book and didn't use Spark Notes?
I read it, half of it, when I was in school, and I didn't read the end of it. Sorry. Okay, so Blue obviously answered that the most correctly, and now Scott from Red
All right.
has overtaken William, but they have the top 2 spots, and Team
Virginia's up
Black,
in there too.
playing as an individual, is coming in. Wow, Red Team has 3 of the top 5.
This is impressive,
3 of the
guys.
top 4. All right, next.
Up next. Who directed Greatest Showman? Bonus points if you can start singing a song from Greatest Showman right now.
Come alive, come alive. Blue.
Nice.
Blue answered it the most correctly, but did they answer it the fastest? No.
Oh.
Scott still answered it the closest, or the fastest. He is racking up the points.
Leah Landrum is the highest
Leah
climber,
Green.
so good
Yep.
job.
Leah Landrum just climbed up.
Great work.
All right.
All
Next.
right, let's see the next one.
Johnny on Blue, crack the top 5.
In Greek mythology, which goddess is Zeus's wife? Aphrodite. I'm not going to read the rest of these.
Persephone, Hera, and Athena. Blue,
right.
you're answering it correctly, but are you
right.
answering it fast enough?
I did not know that.
No, Gavin in red is answering it fast enough.
All right, Sam now is climbing up from the green team. Great work.
Yep.
Where is the Mona Lisa displayed? Dublin, Berlin, your mom's house, or Paris? I wonder if Jeff Banks wrote this question. All right.
Yeah, so you, Matt, our technical, see, I'm not the smartest. So, that's just showing which one was correct. I'm a knucklehead. That just means not how many answered it correctly, it's just, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. Hey, 10 points from me for being dumb. All right, so let's see. Gavin on red team,
Holy
Scott on red,
cow.
Johnny on blue, William on red, Virginia green. 10 players have reached answer streak 3.
All right, next question. What state does not border California? Arizona, Nevada, Utah, or Oregon?
Oh boy. Answer it fast. The correct answer was,
It's Utah.
It was- yep, everybody guessed Oregon. I did too when I did this. All right.
Gavin's still holding on.
Dude, Gavin,
On the red
Johnny's
team.
coming up. Johnny's coming up. Hey, we did
Look at
make
that
an
climb.
we did call an audible, and we said that it's 100 for first place, 50 for second place,
and 25 for third.
we can't do 20. Can we do 5 points? Okay, we can do 5 points. 25 for the third place. Next.
What is the rarest blood type? AB, O positive, A, and your mom's. Jack.
Your mom's blood is very rare.
Oh.
It is AB.
AB. Wow. All
Well, that's what our game says. So sorry.
right. We got it
Hey,
off the Yahoo
show me your
Answers.
medical degree and then I'll believe you. All right. So,
Uh-oh.
oh boy. So red still has 3 in the top 5. Dude, Gavin,
But
who
we
is
have-
going to unseat Gavin? Next.
How old was LeBron James when he entered the NBA?
LeBron James.
2018, 22, or 19?
Hey, did they win or lose? Did they come back today? They were playing game 1 of the playoffs. Did they won? They came back and won?
Okay, 18.
Pacers won? Wow. All right.
All right, how are we doing?
Oh, Johnny's creeping up, though. Johnny's creeping up.
Green's really moving up.
4 players lost their answer streak of 3 on that one.
Sorry,
Ooh.
guys.
Sorry. Next.
All right. What is the name for the transparent covering of the front of the eye? Retina, pupil, contact lens spelled incorrectly, or cornea? All right. Cornea.
Okay, let's see the point drop. Gavin extends
still
his
holding
lead. That is a, wow, that's
That
like
lead is-
1,800
that lead
points.
might be insurmountable.
1,800 point lead right there.
All right,
Woo!
2,000.
Next.
Which one of these
Second
is
to
not
last.
a professional sports team in California? The Padres, the Warriors, the Cardinals, or the Giants?
And if you don't know what that vine is, you need to look it up. It is hilarious. All right, the Cardinals.
Oh, the Arizona
They are
Cardinals.
from Arizona. And Gavin, he has a 2,000 point lead.
Look at that fight for second and third, though.
Yeah, it's good. It's tight. It's tight.
All right, last
Last
question.
one.
Which founding father was not a president? Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, John Adams, or Samuel Adams? It all comes down to this. Who's going to take home the points?
All right,
Whoa.
Adams is correct. That is what's next? Who is it? Let's reveal it. The first place winner is Gavin! All right, so 100 points to red, 50 points to blue, and 25 to
Green.
green. I couldn't see past the massive points.
Great work, everyone. Really, anything can happen at House Wars.
Let's
That's
just
what we've
watch.
learned.
Just watch. Oh boy.
Oh!
The 5 will come. There.
Oh!
Awesome. Well, hey guys, thank you so much for round 2, week 2. But really, week 2 starts tonight. It starts tonight.
Starts.
It
Keep your eyes
ends-
out for Instagram challenges.
Yes, it ends next Sunday night when we take our top 2 teams and have them face each other for tacos.
Our world famous tacos.
World famous tacos.
It's going to be awesome.
And pride and joy.
All
See
of
you
those
later.
things. Later.
Thanks, you guys. I love their outfits. Their outfits are my favorite. Hey, what's up, you guys? My name's Jeff. I am the Ripple Effect Coordinator. I think I know all you guys. Anyways, in a little bit, Sterling's going to be coming out, but I got a few announcements for you beforehand. Fuse is coming around the corner. He'll be here quicker than you know it. Sign-ups are already active. I think we're like a week or 2 away from the price going up. So if you haven't signed up yet, you want to sign up now. All you have to do is put down your deposit to lock in that low price. So make sure you sign up now. You don't want to have to pay more than you have to. So tell your parents to sign up now, or they're going to be so mad at you whenever you cost them more money than you should. So sign up now. The other thing that is right around the corner is new. Sign-ups for that, I think, yeah. How come none of the guys are cheering for that? So new, if you don't know, is a all-girls event. It's 8th grade and up, and it's just a really awesome time for you guys to spend time together as women in the Lord. I'm not really sure what else you guys do, but I'm just kidding. I know it's a really awesome night for you guys to be together and grow in your walk and talk about girl stuff, and like it's gonna be great. So be there, sign up tonight because sign-ups end tonight. So sign up tonight. It's on the 20th, April 20th, 420. Hey-yo. And the last thing that we have coming up is our 9th and 10th mission trip. So if you watch the 11th and 12th graders go to Guatemala and you were super jealous and you really want to go, don't worry. There's a 9th and 10th mission trip coming up right around the corner. We're going to a place called Clarkston, Georgia. And in Clarkston, it's a place where a lot of the refugees have ended up from Syria and kind of all over the world. And it's a really, really cool place. It's almost like being out of the country, but you're still in the States. So we're taking 9th and 10th graders there really to have a cultural experience. They're going to be able to learn about different religions, learn about other people and other cultures right here in our own back door, which will hopefully prepare you to be able to go to an international mission trip. So we're really excited about that. Hey, 9th and 10th graders, if you're interested in that, after small group, we're going to have an interest meeting in Treasure Island. So if you're interested in going to the 9th and 10th mission trip, whether you're a leader or a student, we'll be in Treasure Island after small groups. So after the band's done, they're going to lead us in worship. And my friend Sterling Griggs is going to come up. If y'all know Chandler, he's Chandler's dad. And he's a really awesome guy. He also works at Coastal and used to be a youth pastor, so he's probably going to blow me out of the water. But he's a really good guy and a really good friend of mine. We are excited to hear from him tonight. So you guys stand up, give the person next to you a high five, and do your newest Fortnite dance.
Hey guys, we're so glad you're here. We're just going to lift our voices and sing together. We're going to celebrate the grace that God gives to us so freely. Grace, what have you done? Murdered for me on that cross, accused in absence of wrong, my sin washed away in your blood. Too much to make sense of it all. I know that your love breaks my fall. The scandal of grace, you died in my place, and my soul will live. Oh, to be like you, to give all I have just to know you. may be familiar to some of you and it may be brand new, but we're just going to sing about how worthy God is of all of our praise, how we can build our life on who he is. He's a solid rock and a solid foundation. Worthy of every song we could ever sing. Worthy of all the praise we could ever bring. You're worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. Jesus, the name above every other name. Jesus, the only one who could ever save. You're worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. And holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in God, thank you so much for that truth that we get to celebrate tonight, God, that we will not be shaken, that you are with us always, God, that we can build our life on who you are, that you are the most solid, most consistent thing that we could ever have. We're grateful for the love you have for us. We're grateful that you are somebody who is worth every breath that we have, every bit of praise that we could offer to you. And it's in Jesus' sweet name that we pray these things. Amen. Thanks for singing with us tonight, guys. You can go ahead and take a seat.
Good evening, Ripple Effect. Come on, that's lame. That's lame. I'm Sterling Griggs. Thank you. I'm a teacher at Coastal Christian High School where I teach the Bible. I hear you, Matt Ward. But I spent a lot of years in student ministry and teaching ministry, and it's really, really cool to be with you guys here tonight. But I want to share a story about this one area that I worked at for several years. We were there for like 9 years. A place called Yadkin County. You guys ever heard of Yadkin County? Anybody ever heard of Yadkinville? Yadkinville. It's pronounced Yadkinville, but if you live in Yadkin County, people call it Yadkinville, but you might call it Yadkinville. But anyways, it's middle of nowhere. We lived, my wife and I, when I took the job, we had no children, lived in a little parsonage right beside the church because it was free. And so we moved in, and while there, I was there for 9 years working with students and discipleship. Preached a few times, only when the pastor was out of town, but I still got some chances, and it was a really, really cool opportunity. But it was rural. It was like middle of nowhere. And so where we lived right beside the church, big parking lot. On the far end of the parking lot was like this big dumpster. That's where we had to take all our trash, and we didn't have trash trucks, all that kind of stuff. So I was usually pretty lazy and would throw the trash in the back of the car and would drive it up to the dumpster kind of deal. So anyways, I ran back and forth from Yadkinville to Winston-Salem and places like that just because there were hardly any stores in Yadkin County. And so one day I'm driving down these back roads and I see this guy walking on this road. It's a very rural road, kind of winding, twisting, turning. And it's kind of like the Lord said, you need to pick this guy up. I mean, he probably needs a ride. So I stopped, wrote on the window, said, hey, do you need a ride? He goes, I do. I'm going into town. And it was a 10-minute drive for me, so it would probably taken him a couple hours to get there. And I said, well, hop on in. Let's go. So he hops in the car, and I start chatting with him. He tells me his name is Columbus, which I thought of a million jokes I could tell him about Columbus, but I didn't because I just met him. And I'm just trying to find out a little bit about him. And he told me he was actually into his, probation officer's office. So I'm thinking, I'm so glad I picked you up. Don't kill me, but the whole time we're talking, I kept smelling something. You ever smelled like rotten bologna? That kind of smell, that's a nasty smell. I think bologna's gross anyways. But I smelled something kind of sour like bologna. And the whole time I'm driving, talking to this guy, I'm thinking, dude, this guy stinks. He is going to smell up my car. When he gets out, the smell's going to be in here. I mean, he really smelled bad. And so I'm trying to drive a little bit faster to get to my destination because I just wanted Columbus out of my car. I didn't want him there anymore. But I'm trying to be nice because, it's all about Jesus, right? So I'm trying to share a little bit with him, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, I want him to get saved, but I really want him to get out of my car. And so we finally get to the location, and he gets out of the car, and, I say, good luck, hope you don't go back to jail. And, I let him out, shut the door, and I didn't really say that. But, we start driving. I start driving back to where I'm going, and the smell didn't go away. And so I'm thinking, I picked up the stinkiest guy in Yadkin County. He probably hasn't bathed in forever. He's a criminal. And if I see him walking again, I'm just not going to pick him up. I was just feeling frustrated about it. So I ran my errand. I came back home, pulled in my carport. The smell was in the car. I was about to go inside and grab Lysol when something caught my eye from the back seat. I had 2 trash bags full of yesterday's trash in the back seat that I had forgotten to drive to the dumpster. That's what I was smelling. Columbus didn't smell at all. In fact, he probably smelled really good. And the whole time we're driving, he's probably thinking, I wish this guy would just drop me off because he stinks so badly. And I'm sure that's what he was saying. So I share that story with you because honestly, it's so easy for us to have this first impression and to label people and to make assumptions about them without really knowing their story at all, isn't it? We've all done that. You know, you see somebody and how they look or how they behave, and automatically your gears start turning, and you make an impression about that person, and you believe that's who they are. So, for instance, if you see somebody that's really, really, really tall, what do you assume? They play what sport? Basketball. That's just the assumption that you make. If you're at school, you see somebody wearing those little wire-rimmed glasses, you think they're what? Probably smart. Or they're hipster and they're fake and they're just glass. If you see somebody that's like, you know, walks around all the time with flip-flops and Rip Curl and O'Neal, and you know, you think they're a surfer or a skater. And if you know somebody that's a Duke basketball fan, then you automatically assume they're a bandwagon, and they are. They are. But we all make assumptions about people. We all do it. Even the nicest, kindest person, we do that. And there's 2 reasons why we make assumptions about people. And the first is this. When we label people, it just makes things easier for us. You see, it's easier to label somebody, to make an assumption about them, than it is to take the time to get to know them. If I look at you and I see how you're dressed, I see how you behave, maybe I know what team you cheer for, if I know what part of the country you're from, then I can maybe make these assumptions about you and say, okay, I know the kind of person they are. I don't have to take the time to get to know them. You know, and so if I identify you and you are those things, and I'm like, okay, I'm off the hook. I really don't have to try. But this really doesn't make any sense for us to make those kind of assumptions. I mean, that's about as wise as believing every single thing you read on social media, unless it's about the Kardashians, and it's absolutely true. But for the most part, labeling people is a cop-out. It's easy, but it's a cop-out. I can think of a couple of examples in my life where I'm glad that I didn't cop out in that example. One of them was a guy in my high school, and I went to college with him. His name is Anthony Coles. Now, Anthony was a giant of a human being, African-American guy, wrestled and played football in my high school. He went on to college with me at Wake Forest, played football there, and he was just massive. They called him Tin Man because he had like 0.08% body fat. I mean, he was huge. And so in high school, my freshman year, he was already the biggest guy in the school. And I'm just a little wimpy white guy. I just gotten braces off. You know, I weigh about $130. I mean, nothing compared to Anthony. So we had absolutely nothing in common. We lived in different parts of town, nothing in common. Well, I'm happy to say that by the end of my freshman year, this guy became one of my best friends, and he still is. In fact, I texted him earlier today. He lives in Alabama, and said, Anthony, I'm gonna use you as an example tonight. And he called me during the worship set. And I'm outside talking to him, and Jeff's like, dude, you're only 1 minute. Get in here. So, I mean, I'm so glad I spent time getting to know Anthony. If I would have just looked at him and said, well, he's black, I'm white. He's a jock, I'm not. He lives on that side of the town. I live on this side of the town. We have absolutely nothing in common. I would have missed out on a tremendous relationship that now, over 30 years later, still running strong. But another way that labeling people, you know, I said labeling people is the easy thing to do. Another example I want to give you is sometimes what we can do at school with teachers. Any of you guys got teachers that you just really don't like? Let me ask you a question. Did you not like them? And Sydney, I saw that hand, and it better not be me. Did you decide that you didn't like them before you ever went to the class? You see, you hear about a teacher, and he or she gets a reputation because somebody else has had a bad experience. And so you automatically walk into that scenario, you know, with that chip on your shoulder, already deciding that, you know, she's an awful teacher, you know, he's an awful teacher, he's mean, he's unfair, on and on and on, because that's the easy thing to do. It's easy to cast a label on somebody. That's one of the reasons we label people, because it's easy. Another reason is this. It's because when you see those kind of people, you already know what the outcome is, right? You already know what these people are going to be like, so why not label them? I mean, you know, if somebody is homeless on the streets of Wilmington, they might always be homeless, and so you're just going to label them as that, not as somebody who maybe is just down on their luck, who has a bright future. Or you might see somebody at school who looks or behaves a certain way, and you just make it assuming, I know what this person's life is going to be like. They're a screw-up. They're not going to go to college. They're not going to make it. And so you make this wide assumption that they're just not worth your time. It's kind of like watching a horror movie. You know, why in the world are you going in the basement where you heard that noise? You know what's going to happen. You're at home. You hear a noise. You wake up. Do you wake up your husband? No, let him sleep. I can handle this. You walk downstairs. Do you have a gun? Do you have a bat? No, I'm in my robe and slippers, but I heard a noise. It sounded kind of like a monster, but I'm still going to check it out. And the whole time you're watching the movie, you're like, lady, you're going to die. You're going to die. And it happens every single time, because that's what horror movies are like. They're made to be that way. They're made for us to look at people and say, you're just dumb. Don't do that. But, you know, life isn't scripted that way. Real people aren't like that. You know, they're not as predictable as we want them to be. Maybe what's most predictable is us and our biases and the way that we label people. You know, truth is, it's really so much easier to not take the time to read the rest of someone's story. You know, and when you don't take the time to read the rest of someone's story, to truly get to know them, then you miss out on the full picture, don't you? If you're so quick and it's easy to cast a label or to make an assumption, sometimes you miss out on the rest of a beautiful story that you'll never be a part of. Like I mentioned, my friend Anthony, I'm so glad I didn't do that with him. Glad that he didn't do that with me, because he's still my brother all these years later. And what I want to do is I want to show you a little of how this looks like in the Bible. There's in Joshua chapter 2, there's a story about a couple of spies from Israel. And they were charged by Joshua to go across the Jordan River and to spy on a town called Jericho, because Jericho was in this promised land that God had promised them. So they cross the river Jericho, cross the river Jordan, all stealth-like. They get to the town of Jericho. They're kind of walking around. And here's where we pick up our story. It starts in verse 1. It should be on the screen behind me here. Joshua chapter 2, verse 1. It says, So Joshua, son of Nun, secretly sent 2 men as spies from Acacia Grove, saying, Go and scout the land, and especially the land of Jericho. So they left, and they came to the house of a woman, a prostitute named Rahab, and they stayed there. Now let's stop right there. Let's say that we only read that one verse, and it says that Rahab was a prostitute. You would automatically assume the worst about her, because prostitution is not a noble profession. If we stopped right there, you would think about this woman, Rahab, for the rest of your life and say, man, what an outcast. I hope she gets her act together. That's so sad. It's so sad that people have to live that way. And you go on and on and on, and you would have like this skewed picture of Rahab. But let me tell you something about Rahab. Her story cannot be confined to just one verse. You see, when we read the rest of her story, we see something pretty amazing. I'm going to pick up in verse 2, the same chapter. He said, So the king of Jericho was told, Hey, look, we've got some of the Israelite men who have come here tonight to investigate the land. Then the king of Jericho sent word to Rahab the prostitute, and said, Bring out the men who came to you and entered your house, for they came to investigate the entire land. But the woman who had taken the 2 men and hid them, she said this. She said, Yes, these men did come to me, but I don't know where they were from. And at nightfall, when the gates were about to close, the men went out. I don't know where they were going. Chase after them quickly, and you can catch up with them. But she had taken them up to the roof and hidden them along the stalks of flax that she had arranged on the roof. The men pursued them along the road to the fords of the Jordan, and as soon as they left to pursue them, and the gate was shut. So you see what happened there? Rahab, the prostitute, the one who the rest of the world had given up on, she trusted God. She trusted a plan that he might have for her life. She hid the spies, she lied about it, and she helped them escape. You see, if we would have just stuck with verse 1, we would have been a hater. We would have judged her for her occupation. But instead, now we know that she's a hero. In fact, if you read the first chapter of Matthew's gospel, you know what you're going to see? She's listed in the genealogy of Jesus. She's like his great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother. That's how noble and honored Rahab is. You know, think about this. What if God automatically gave up on you because of what somebody said about you? What if God automatically gave up on you because of a mistake you made or a really poor decision that you had? What if he labeled you like sometimes we label each other? I don't know about you, that's pretty terrifying to me. But the good news, that's not what God does. See, because this is where the gospel comes in. You see, because of what Jesus has done for you and what he's done for me, you know, we no longer have to live in shame. Because of Jesus' death and burial and resurrection, all of our shame, all of our sin, it's been wiped away. It's been forgiven. We don't live that life anymore. And this grace that cancels out your shame, cancels out my shame, it's also available to all those people around us, including those people that we sometimes unfairly label and keep at an arm's distance because they're not like us. And then these same people, when they place their faith in Jesus, then they no longer live in that shame of sin and condemnation either. But when we make assumptions on others based upon how they look or who they hang out with, and maybe some of the decisions they've made in their past, then what we're doing is we refuse to see them as God sees them. And in a sense, we're putting shame back on them. And that's not our right to do. And so here's the kicker with all of this. So you won't truly see people how God sees people unless you learn to value them like God does. If you don't value people as God does, then you'll spend a lot of your time labeling them and assuming the worst about them without ever really getting to know the rest of their story. I love this verse, 1 Samuel 16, verse 7. It's the verse that the prophet Samuel, said to the future King David's father. Samuel comes, he wants to anoint a new king after Saul, and David's got all these older brothers, and he keeps going down the list, but Samuel says, no, he's not the one, he's not the one, he's not the one. Then he gets to David, and he chooses David, and everybody's like, why did you choose David? He's like a middle school punk. He's covered in acne, his voice creaks, he's got braces, he's awkward. Why'd you choose this guy? I mean, look at him. He's not fit to be king. He's not big and strong. He's not the most popular. He's not athletic. In fact, he's learning disabled. He's in that class with those kids at school. He's the one that sits all alone by himself because nobody really wants to be around him because he's like a wizard kind of kid. That's what David is. That's how we've labeled them. That's how we've labeled him. And look what Samuel said. He says, look, man, students, adults, our culture does not see what the Lord sees. You see, for man sees what's visible, what's on the outside, but the Lord sees the heart. And that's really the key to valuing people, to looking past the labels. It's so easy for us to put on people. Is to look past the exterior and see what's truly on the inside. And that takes time. That means us getting out of our comfort zones and going to those people who aren't as popular, or who don't look like us, or don't act like us, and just taking the time to say, hey, what's your story? I'd love to learn about what makes you tick. I thought it was really cool how some of you did that at school this week. You sat with people and had lunch with them. And you played Dutch Blitz with them. That was so cool. You might have made friends for the rest of your school career there by doing that. But that's what valuing people does for us. It causes us to see past the exterior, past the labels, most of which are not only unfair, but they're inaccurate. It allows us to see them for who they are. You see, it's not where you are right now in your life, but it's really where you finish that matters. It's where you finish. And so my desire for myself, because I can be guilty of this too, and for you as well, is that God would help us to see people for who they truly are. That starting right now, that when we're tempted to look at that person at school or to see that teacher, or if we go in our community and see those neighbors and their kids, or even when we're in our friend group and we're tempted not to even look out, that God will give us the ability to see people as he sees them, to not cast a quick label on them and say, well, I just don't have anything to do with them, but to say, you know what, there's value in them. And I'd love for them to see the value in me as well. That's a God thing, and that's a gospel thing. That's exactly what God has asked all of us to do. Will you pray with me? Father, I am eternally grateful that you don't judge us the same ways that we often judge one another. Father, you value us in ways that are just amazing. In spite of all of our flaws, our weaknesses, our messiness, you see past that through the grace of your Son, Jesus, to love us just as we are, and you value us. And Lord, I know in our world and our culture and our society, it's so easy to look at the different kinds of people around us, the people that aren't like us. They don't share the same interests. They just don't think like us, and just to kind of push them aside as an afterthought. We don't necessarily hate them, but at the same time, we label them. And when we label somebody in such a way, that means we don't give them the value that they deserve. Father, open our eyes to the people around us, in our schools, even in our youth group, in our community. Show us those people that maybe we have incorrectly made assumptions about. And Lord, give us the courage to move forward and to begin to live in community with them, to make connections. Because I'm so grateful in Christ that you made a connection to me, and you made a connection to these students, that you're able to look past any kind of assumption that you could have made to the heart of the matter. God, we love you for that. We want to be like you. We want to be like Jesus. So help us to do that, to drop the labels, and to look at people for who they truly are, and to value them. God, we thank you and ask all these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Man, that was awesome, man. Thank you so much for being here. Let's hear it for Sterling. All right, so now we want to give you guys an opportunity to kind of debrief this in small groups. So again, you'll be in the same place as you were last week. Your leaders know where you're going. So you guys can go ahead and go with them. And remember, 9th and 10th graders, we have a mission trip interest meeting after small group in Treasure Island. So meet us there.